everybody, welcome back. Today's another step-by-step lesson. Today we're going to be talking about a project that you can do with your kids. So it's Excel for kids, and it's keeping track of sales and expenses for their lemonade stand. You can use this for anything. This is just an example, but I want to show you how easy this is and how fun, and the kids will really like it. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. Oops, let's make this so it's not quite as... Oops, is that big enough? Yeah, let's do this. Zoom to selection. That makes it a little bit bigger here. Okay, so we first are going to create our table. So what our table is going to have a list of sales by day and a list of expenses by day and by expense item, and then we're going to show our profit, and then we'll create a table afterwards, so it makes it a little bit easier to see too, which is nice. Okay, so we need our days of the week. Of course, they're not going to sell every day, but probably only do it one day, but my kids never did it for more than one day. But some kids might be really entrepreneurial and want to have a lemonade stand every day of the week. Who knows? Okay, so we're going to have sales for each day. We're going to add up our total sales, and then let's skip a line just to break it up a little bit. We're going to have our expenses. Now we have a variety of expenses. You're going to have lemons and sugar and cups and ice, let's say. These are all just going to be random numbers. I already created some, so I'm just going to copy and paste from over here. Oops. I'm just going to paste, and then we're going to okay, so then oops. There we go. Okay, so there's our sales, there's our expenses, and then I'm going to need a column for our total expenses. Now you'll notice that some of these columns run over into the other columns. There's an easy way. You could just slide the bars over, but if you go up here in between the A and the B, so this is column A and this is column B, there's a little line here in the middle, and you just double click, and that'll automatically make the cell a little bigger than whatever text is in there. Now to type in a cell, you just click and type. You can use arrow keys to go to the various cells. You can, if you're here and you hit enter, it'll just keep going down. Or you can just click and type. So there's a variety of ways to get to each cell. But so now I just want to make this look a little better. Oh look, Wednesday's kind of blending in. So let's just do our same thing there. So we'll just double click on that. Sorry, my dog's growling in the background. There's a squirrel outside. Okay, so let's make this green just so that it stands out as a positive. So you go to your home tab, and this is the fill bucket right here. So you just click on that. We could pick a light green. And then expenses, let's make those red. So you just click on it, go up here to this little bucket, and let's pick a light. Oh, there is no red. So let's go to more colors. You can just pick from here if there's anything that looks like that would be good. So there's a red. And this is also going to be that same color red. So it remembers what I did last, so I'm just going to click on that again. Okay, and then we're going to need our profit down here. So profit's also a good color, a positive color. So I'm going to, click and pick our green again. So it shows you the colors that we've used recently right here. The only one I added was red, but other than that, the other ones are up here. I think we picked that one. Okay. Okay, so that looks a little bit better. Let's go ahead and I'm going to drag this whole row right here. So I'm just clicking my left mouse button and dragging. And let's make this yellow. Why not? Okay, just so it stands out. Okay, so then we're gonna make a title. So the best thing to do to make a title is you're gonna highlight this whole area up here. So these are all individual cells. So if I type in this one, it's just gonna put it there. If I type here, I could probably try to center it, but there's an easy way to do it. You don't have to try to figure out where the middle is. So you just highlight them all and go right here, merge and center. So it makes one big, turns those cells into one big cell, it merges them. Lemonade stand. And let's make this background. So we click, after we're done with the text, whoops, and we just click back over here. Now we can pick a different color. Let's click black maybe. Now we can't see our text, so let's make our text yellow. See, there we go. Then we can make it bold. We can make it bigger. So you can either type, pick one of these, or you can just click this A to make it bigger. Well, that's too big, so then this one will make it smaller. So anyways, yeah, so that looks a little better already. Another thing I like to do is add borders. So highlight all the data. So we're gonna have data here in where our profit's gonna go. So we wanna go all the way over here. And then up here at the top, in this little center area here, this is where our borders are. So you could pick from all these different kinds of borders. I like to do all borders. There, so now our table looks pretty good. We've got our sales amounts in here, we've got our expenses, but now we need to actually figure out what the profit is, and we need to figure out a total of all our expenses. So let's go ahead, I'm going to show you how to quickly add up our expenses. So this column is Monday, so this is Monday's expenses for lemons, sugar, cups, and ice. So you can either highlight them all and leave the area blank where you want the sum, and you go up here, you got to make sure you're on your home tab. Home, these are each different tabs, they all have different information in it. So make sure you're on your home tab, and right up here is Autosum. And you just click on that. It'll automatically add up whatever in that column. You can also just click here and click Autosum, and it'll show you what the formula is. So it's going to equals the sum, which is a sum is when you add up. So C6 colon C9. So it's going to add all the totals from C6 to C9. So this is column C, row 6. This is C7, C8, C9. So if we agree with that, that's the formula that we want. We just press enter. So another great thing about Excel is it'll take a lot of the hard work away from us. So if we want to use that same formula on all these rows, we don't have to go through and do it on each one. You can click this little tiny green dot right here. I think it's called a handle. I call it a node. But you just click on that with your left mouse key and drag it over and then let go. So it'll automatically, oop, I don't think that was right. I don't think that's right. Maybe it is. Oh, you know why? I use the same numbers up here. So it is right. These numbers are probably, would not normally all be the same. But look, I must have copied and pasted them. That's funny. Anyways, okay, fine. So it's 1712 all the way across our expenses, which is fine. It doesn't really matter what the numbers are. Now what we want to do is know how much our profit is. So we need a formula to tell us what our sales amount is minus our expenses, and that's going to be our profit. So we need to create a formula here. So to create a formula, you just click where you want the answer to be, and all formulas always start with equals. And we're going to take this cell, so B3, and we're going to subtract, so we put a dash for minus, and we're going to subtract our expenses and then press equals. So we had $33 of profit that day. So now let's do our little trick where we drag over the formula. So we're going to click on this little node down here, just drag it all the way across. And there we go. So it shows a profit of every day. So that's how much money we have after we subtract all of our expenses from our profit. So that's pretty good. We've made a lot of money. Now I want to show you how to create a chart, which is fun because that helps you visually, even though you could see, wow, I made a lot of money, especially on Saturday. Wow, $93. But in a chart, it makes it a little bit more apparent what is happening. So let's go ahead and we will just highlight. We don't really need our title. Let's just highlight all of this data here and go to Insert. And then you can go over here to Charts. So these are different kind of charts. There's recommended charts. So this kind of shows you what they're going to look like, the different kinds of charts. So you can kind of pick which kind you want. There's a tree map. There's waterfall. So they're kind of interesting, all the different charts. And you just pick the one that you like. So anyways, there's a whole bunch there. I am going to pick, wait, you know what? I'm going to do something different. Changing my mind. All I really want is my profits by day. I don't really care if I have all the individual things on there. So all I really want is this number here. This is my profit, and I want my days. So you highlight all those, you hold down your control key, and highlight all the days. I think this will make more sense. So we'll go up here to our charts. Oh, there we go. That looks much easier to understand. Since we don't need to know how much expenses were every single day. Okay, so these look good. So let's just do this one here. And there's our chart. So you can drag it over. Let's make a title. So you just click and then highlight it and lemonade profits. Now, if you have it highlighted and you get this format, so you could do chart design, which is fun. This gives you all these different, you can make it look a little bit more professional, like that one's kind of cool. Oh, this actually gives you the numbers. I kind of like that. So that shows you your, not only a visual, but an actual number in each one, and that shows your profits by day. You can, so let's see over here, if you go to Format, there you can make a border around it, like if you wanted a blue border around the whole thing, you can click on that. You can change the outline, make it really thick around the border, whatever you want. So anyways, once you click on this, it gives you these options, chart design and format. But if you don't have it highlighted, you don't have those tabs. So you have to have your chart clicked on. Otherwise, you don't get those options. So there's a lot of options in here, a lot of different things you can change. The chart design is probably the most fun because you can just hover over it. Don't click on it, just hover on it, and it shows you what it's going to look like. And you can scroll down, there's a whole bunch of them. So whichever way you want it to look. Anyway, so I like that. And here's where you change the colors. I like the orange, the blue. Let's see if there's any more yellowy color. There we go. There. Doesn't, not the exact color yellow, but you get the idea. So anyways, that's fun. It's easy. It's something that kids could probably do by themselves once you show them a couple times. Or maybe once they show you a couple times, you can do it. It's Excel is really fun. It's a great program. You can do so many cool things, and it can apply to any part of your life. So you can use this for anything. If you were selling something at your garage sale, even, you can keep track of it. Or if you had a little craft that you were trying to sell, you know, put your sales in here, all your expenses here, and then there's your profit. So once again, to get the expenses, we did a sum of each day's expenses, and that became our total expenses. To get our profit, we subtracted our total expenses from our sales. So we did a formula which was equals this minus this, and that gave us our total thereof. So we obviously didn't want it there, but I just wanted to show you how to do it. So anyways, I hope this was helpful. I hope it was fun. And tomorrow I'm gonna do another kids Excel activity. So please check back. All right, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.